of her birthdays from when she was a kid. She said no. I said, did you ever get anything that you wanted when you were, your birthdays when you were a kid? She said no. And Klaus helped out and he said he didn't remember any of his birthdays either. He knew he had them. He knew they were great parties. But Mom said that her mother tried to have birthday parties for her, but because her birthday is in mid-March, that the weather was always iffy and that there would be rain or snow or plagues or locusts. Or that she would somehow be injured and that would ruin the birthday celebration as well. What would happen? You get strep throat? Strep throat? Pneumonia, okay. Yeah. But I just wanted to say thank you all so much for helping us celebrate her birthday. She also, it's a little bit hard to be the center of attention, so this morning was all about, let's get a cupcake for Lucas's birthday.
I didn't remember too much as a young kid, but I'm told by reliable sources that she was a very exciting and saucy. And she actually made her debut in Chestnut Hill, streaking naked with German tattoos. And I'm not going to tell you what age that was. She also had some great athletic prowess and very interested in athletics. And recently, in fact, our cousin, who's a contemporary of Marge, talked about them competing against one another as basketball players when they were in high school, and how my cousin Mary Ellen hated to play against Marge because she was so good and such a ferocious competitor. She was very difficult. So maybe if it weren't for not having Title IX, if we had that, maybe we'd be basking in the glory of her athletic fame. The other thing that she was a great baseball fan, in particular, and which I didn't really know many girls who were interested in baseball. So one time, she and some friends went to a baseball Phillies game, and my father and I listened to the game as we always did. The game was over, and Marge didn't come home. She didn't come home, and my father and mother were very worried about it. So then my father drove down to Connie Stadium in North Philadelphia to find her. And of course, there she was, having a wonderful time, waiting for the players to come out so she could get their autographs. So lots of things like that. But and Marge, of course, has been for our family too a matriarch, our sister matriarch. And when our father was so ill, it was a great inspiration for us and devoted to that. So thank you for that. And happy birthday. Happy birthday.
But I just want to say thank you for coming into our lives, and you and my mother-in-law are grandmothers of the century. No offense to all your other grandmothers. Marge always comes to every event with a plastic bag full of stuff for all the kids, and it's such a lifesaver when you have 18 kids like I do, and you can run out the door lucky to have diapers and wipes, and Marge always comes well prepared to entertain them. And I also thank you for being such a great partner to my dad and taking such good care of him.
Not everyone can do these kind of things. But I think this has something to do with just getting a sense of reality. And of course, since I'm teaching a course on the social construction of reality, she's more proof that one can construct that. And so I think that's number one. The second point I wanted to say is that on March 13th, when she had a real birthday, I asked her, how do you feel? What do you think about yourself? And she said, well, the last 16 years were the happiest years of my life. And I asked also myself, how come? Well, I know, and she made a kind of a sentence afterwards, you took away all the brunt, my frustrations, etc., etc. So I was indeed the lightning rod of all the accusations. When something went wrong in the house, it was me and not her. But besides that, I mean, Bruce said it already, I think what her greatest enjoyment is actually getting together with family like this year, and we don't do it that often, that big. But the grandchildren are so important to her. And what I most admire with her is that even though she is a stepmother of my children, but she makes no difference. The only difference is actually that 2 grandchildren call her Nana, and 7 say Oma, and the others, they have not made up their minds. Well, I think I would like to say also that these last 16 years were also the happiest years of my life, and I thank her very much, and happy birthday.
And cat and had white gloves. And I thought she was a really nice little person. And then I got to know her and I realized she wasn't quite as glamorous. But as I got more involved with her brother, I got to know Marge. Okay. And although she lived far away, I got to know her. We corresponded. I watched Marge evolve from a corporate wife and a young mother to a free spirit amid counterculture. She was eventually an academician, a career woman, an academician's wife, finally assuming her true identity as the penultimate grandmother, and grandmother of 12 and matriarch of the family. So I'm happy to say that we're sisters-in-law, members of the same book club, social dining buddies, and most of all friends. Happy birthday, Marge.
She and Pilar stay up till like 2 in the morning talking about I don't know what. And so, first of all, yeah, you know that she really brings like the whole family together, regardless of bloodlines, and connect how we should wherever direction is. And also, I'm very curious what you talk about. So I thought maybe you could tell.
Klaus and Klaus and Kyle.
They talk about you,
No.
I would add to what Kai said. Among the many things I enjoy talking to Marge about, like world affairs and political sentiments within the family and across the nation and around the world, and literature, I would include what the latest paparazzi news is. And so I really enjoy the spectrum of topics that I can cover with Marge, especially when the topics I tend to discuss with Klaus of late have to do with remodeling and renovation and design aesthetics and differences of opinion, which Klaus sometimes has difficulty respecting differences. And so Marge is my sounding board for all of those things and more, and I really appreciate that. And I think that is shows the essence of Marge, which is as open as she is to family, she is open-minded about all types of things and people, and given what our family looks like and what our heritages are, I think is really special, and so we thank you for joining our family. And just one note is the first family wedding that Marge attended, other than her own, was ours, as Klaus's wife. So thanks for that.
My name is.
So I'll try to keep it short also, but because the danger is that I could go on for too long. I don't think we will have a chance to look at the slideshow that we still call it a slideshow. That's a rather a throwback term, like a dial tone, right? It's not actually slides anymore, but that's what we call it. That Meg set up, partly because she spent so much time on it, and partly because there are things in there that are fascinating to me. Marge's life before I came into Marge's life, if I could look at it from my perspective. I love the fact that Meg found this picture for the poster up here, which incidentally I hope everyone will have signed, because that's going to be the take-home for Marge. Meg liked that picture because she said it made Marge look like Grace Kelly, and I have to agree, very sophisticated, certainly. But I've enjoyed looking through this slideshow at the Marge that I did not know. And of course that brought me to the Marge that I did know. And where I came onto the scene, there were no biological grandchildren. So I'd like to actually spend the rest of my little talk here addressing a necklace that Marge owns, because it's emblematic of a quality that I want to underline here. It's her grandchildren necklace. And when I came on the scene, there were no little charms on this grandchildren necklace. In fact, there was no grandchildren necklace. And the first charm, I hope I don't, I think I'm going to choke up on this one. The first charm that was on that grandchildren necklace was that of my daughter, Alexandra. So she had an A on there. And that's the point that I want to underline, that Marge is the Marge that I've known, relative, as I say, in the context of her entire long, many years, as you say, Al, is a relatively short-term Marge. I came quite late on the scene, but that Marge has always been incredibly welcoming, incredibly warm, incredibly more is more, incredibly your family is my family, incredibly we don't make distinctions here, we love everyone. So that started, I'm here to say that started with my family, with my daughter Alexandra, who was when I married Meg. Soon to be 10 years on the 21st of May. Thank you very much. Alexander was the first on the grandchildren necklace. So that, of course, has proliferated at a great speed in recent years, and you see the results of that here. So I'm here to say that the Marge that I know and love is, I'm sure the Marge that's always been there, I just didn't know her before, but a very warm, a very inclusive Marge, a not nitpicky Marge, a very y'all calm Marge, if we can say that north of the Mason-Dixon line, so maybe say it south of the Mason-Dixon line. So that's the Marge I know and love. It's my mother-in-law. We make mother-in-law jokes, but none of them are true in my case. So I've been very lucky. Thank you very much, and happy birthday.
Know Marge very well.
Don't say formal, you're still on.
But we would meet occasionally. And you know, everybody here has talked about happy memories. And I hope you don't mind, but mine is not a happy memory. Marge was the first person at my side when I called her and told her that my husband was on his deathbed. She was there in seconds, and she didn't leave me for the next 10 days. So this is Marge, and I thank you.